I mean,
we're live. Can you hear me? The stream is live. Can you hear me? Oh, you mean out of stream?
I don't even know if everybody can hear me.
I wonder. Go to Facebook and see what happens.
Okay.
Let's see.
We are having a bit of technical difficulties.
Technical issues, y'all. I can hear her. She can't hear me. So let's go to
no clue
Facebook
what is going on.
See
right
what
now.
is happening.
This is.
Let me see.
This just means that the show is going to be amazing.
I can hear me talking
never
on Facebook.
Had this problem before.
I can hear you talking. Technical issues, y'all. This is for the birds. Okay. So the enemy.
Go to the YouTube page.
Okay. I can wait. Let's see. Sorry, everyone. Hello and welcome to Hey Aunty and Ash. We are having tech issues. I can hear Ash, but she cannot hear me. I have no clue why. But you guys can hear me. I can see that on the Facebook. Let's go to YouTube. Hey, YouTube. Hello. Oh, I got this.
That wasn't it.
What is that? See, we're live. I hear it. I see it. Everything. Let's see. I'm going on. See, we're live. I hear it. I see it.
So wait, they can hear us separately, but we can't hear each other.
I can hear you.
So wait, they can hear us separately, but we can't hear. That is nuts.
Oh, this is not cool at all. Y'all listen, we're just real people having a real podcast, having real conversations, and Ash is talking and I'm talking.
It's an attack.
It is. We should, girl. It is. Let's see. Where is?
This is crazy.
And it's so interesting. We're supposed to be talking about believing in love tonight. And it's interesting that the enemy of love has attacked our technology.
I can read your lips very well.
She's trying to read lips over here. Let's see. I'm going to go. I'm into. Oh, see, I can hear her on YouTube. I can hear me on YouTube. This is so interesting.
Yes.
Okay. All righty. Yeah. So, Ash, what do you want to do, girl?
Are you asking me what should we do?
She's good at reading lips. Wait.
I mean.
So y'all see this real time out there. So do you want to, would you like to try again tomorrow? I
don't want to waste time.
Oh, she doesn't want to wait. Okay.
Are you saying you don't want to waste time?
No, I don't know what you said.
Or do you think we should just go ahead and read each other's lips and continue?
Okay, so everyone, I don't know what to do here.
Me either. Because y'all can hear us, but we can't hear each other.
This girl is so good at reading lips.
And it's, yeah.
Yes, you said yes?
Am I saying yes to doing it? Why not? Let's see if we really have the connection that we say we do.
What does that mean?
By reading each other's lips.
Oh, wait. I think we're live on Instagram too. We are. Hey, Instagram people. This is the first time. I wonder if it's an Instagram issue. This is the first time we're going live on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube.
Wait, all of them?
All three, girl. I know.
Oh my God.
I was totally going to surprise you. So if you go to my Instagram right now, we're live. And yeah, so hey, everyone. So bringing Instagram up to speed. Your girls here, Auntie and Ash, we're having problems hearing each other, but we've checked the recordings, we've checked StreamYard, and everything is connected. You guys can hear us. YouTube can hear us. Facebook can hear us. Instagram, I think you guys can hear us. My Puddin', can you please let me know if you can hear us? Puddin' is...
well, yeah, we're on everything.
On Instagram. On Instagram, can you guys let us know? You can hear me on Instagram? Ash,
so
this is some special stuff.
Tonight we're supposed to be talking about believing in love.
Mm-hmm.
And
Catherine has confirmed she can hear us, both of us, on Instagram. So you can hear us everywhere. But yes, okay. We're not going to delay any further. This is a real show, real time, y'all. Y'all getting the real behind the scenes and to see people push through. Yes. Okay, so Ash, go ahead. I'm sorry for interrupting. Welcome to Hey Auntie and Ash. I'm Auntie.
Hey Auntie.
Hey Ash.
Okay, I think I caught it. All right.
Oh my God. Y'all, this is going to be a special show.
Y'all.
It's going to be special.
Now, what would be funny if this is the most viewed podcast? Now, that would be hilarious. Okay.
It would be. It would be.
Okay. So we're talking about believing in love. And I know you got a slew of questions. I know you have written them down.
Me?
Yeah, because you be ready. And it's okay. I'm the improv girl.
I have 3.
I'm the improv girl. So what are we starting with? Are we starting with how we believe love should be? Or the requirements of love?
So y'all, please be patient with us because again, Ash cannot hear me, but I can hear her. I don't know what this is about, but so I'm going to type the question in and we can start there. The first question, and we would love for you to participate and join in on the conversation. And if you'd like to go live with us, I don't know if that's going to work tonight, but hey, shoot your shot. Why not? This is, I need to breathe. Okay. So the first question, if I could find it, would be good. Let me see something here. I need to see also about YouTube. Sorry, guys. Be patient. It's Friday. You here. You have nothing else to do, apparently, because you're sitting here watching us fumble through carrying his ball. So the first question, though, Ash, I am going to type in the comments. Oh, I have to mute that. Trying too many things at once. So I'm going to just cut, copy, and paste all 3 questions, okay? And we'll do that. Okay. So what does it mean to believe in love? Question number 1.
What does it mean to believe in love?
Mm-hmm.
Baby, that's a loaded question in his life.
Mm-hmm.
I think what it means to believe in love is to believe in possibility, to believe in people. Yuck. Spicy. To believe in God, of course. And I think to believe that I think I'm going to say to relinquish control. I know that's kind of loaded, and I know you like zooming in on me, but I got to see your face and I got to see your words. It's not going to work out today.
I forgot.
But yes, I think it means to believe in people, to believe in God, to believe in possibilities, and to also relinquish control.
Okay. So since you can't hear me, I agree. Ash, why don't you have your phone on low so you can hear me speak, since I can hear you talk?
Are you telling me to have my phone on low so I can hear you? Got it. See, we do have.
She's good at this reading lips thing.
How else are you going to do a show?
This is so funny to me, y'all. I am tickled. I am tickled tonight. This is the first time this has ever happened to us. So first time for everything, huh? First Sunday in every month, as the old folks used to say. But I love the fact that Ash said or defines believing in love as relinquishing control.
Starting over.
Huh?
Okay, go ahead.
I love the fact that Ash said that believing in love, part of it is to relinquish control, because love is so unpredictable. Not just when, okay, so I'll deal with the question. What does it mean to believe in love? It means that you are putting your faith in something that is not tangibly seen. It is not, I don't believe that love is just a feeling. I think in the beginning, if we're talking about that kind of romantic love or
Uh-huh.
friendship love, I think that it can be feeling based. But when you talk about really being invested, really being committed to and in the process, in the works of loving someone, it is a daily decision.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, when we think about relationships and we think about discontinuing relationships or continuing relationships, forgiving people and moving forward, because you could forgive and walk away. You know, if you found that that relationship is toxic, but you can also forgive and decide to try to work it out. And that is a decision. Both are decision based. They're not feeling based, they're decision based. So you can also love someone that you've decided you don't want any parts of. It doesn't mean
Mm.
that you don't still care for them, you don't still want what's best for them. You've just decided that what's best for them and for you is for you to be disconnected. And that's still love too. Sometimes love is walking away. Ash, I don't know if this is before your time, but do you remember those little, I can't remember, it was Love Is, it was in the newspaper, the little cartoony, can't think of the word right now, but the clips used to say love is, and there was these little two round head, you know,
Mm-hmm.
characters. And it was always like, love is doing the dishes or whatever. It was something sweet. Love is a lot of choices, is what it is. Belief in love is choosing to believe that there is something stronger than fear. Belief in love is choosing to believe that there is something stronger than hate. To me,
Okay. I mean, okay. And so this is the thing. The type of love that I guess did hold on.
girl, ignore that.
I
Just
think
keep going.
the type of love that you're describing, right, is I think it that love can yield itself to any situation,
Yes.
right? It's not a love that is that solely belongs to one type of relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I also think that we you talked about that love where you walk away and things kind of are apart, but then also sometimes if you're truly invested, love needs to be updated too, right? Like there have been friendships where things have shifted, right? Or even in my marriage where things have had to like shift it and you are in a different space doesn't
Mm-hmm.
mean that you don't love that person. Now that takes some true evaluation, right? Doesn't mean that you don't love that person, but it definitely means that sometimes you may not be loving them the way that they want to be loved, right? Or sometimes you grow yourself, right? And that version of you that person may have loved may not be there anymore. And so I think that's the type of love that we have to say is a deliberate choice, right? I think I think sometimes, especially when we were younger, it's like, oh my God, I'm feeling airy. I love, it was definitely a feeling, right? But one thing that I learned at my last church was that love is intelligent, right?
Love is
Love is
intelligent and love
not this
is
like
intuitive.
dumbfounded, ordeal, damsel in distress. Like love is intelligent. Love makes decisions, right? And love also has an evaluation process. It does. It has an evaluation process. And I think also as you mature as a person, the way that you love matures and what you believe love is matures.
Okay, I have to chime in there. Amen, amen, amen. Pass the collection plate. So you said love is intelligent, and I said love is intuitive also. It doesn't mean that you're reading people's minds, but it merely means that you're tapped in. Because, first of all, loving others, we established this last week, and hopefully you've established that in your own life. Loving others requires a healthy sense of loving yourself first. So if you don't pay attention to yourself when you're tired, when you're exhausted, when you're spent, when you have nothing else to give, and you just keep pushing and pushing and pushing and giving from an empty cup, and then you feel depleted, and then resentment builds, and then you're walking around paranoid because, did I give enough? Did I do enough? Oh my gosh, now you're snappy, you're very temperamental, you have issues with your anger, all these things because you're giving from a place that you are depleted. So when I say love is intuitive, love is having discernment enough to know, hey, not just what the person is saying, because we should not read minds. I want to keep saying that. When you are an adult and you're choosing to love others, speak your truth, speak your feelings, speak whatever, if you're in a safe space. If you're not in a safe space with that person, then you need to reevaluate what that loving or lack of love relationship looks like. But if you're in a safe space, don't require people to read your mind. However, even though I say that, there is a caveat to that. When you truly love a person and you're connected with them, with and to them, you can often feel, hey, is something going on? That thing that Ashley was talking about of growth. And, I keep going back to choice, because often we can feel those things. We can feel when our loved ones have needs. We can feel when, they're saying yes, but they really mean no, and we ignore them for whatever reason. If it's because of our own selfishness, and the yes benefits me, their yes, even though I know they want to say no, but that yes benefits me. So if I'm walking in selfishness, then I won't push back and say, hey, are you sure? Love is sometimes saying no. Love is sometimes saying yes. Love is also sometimes saying, are you sure? Love is that decision to give space for the growth, the thing that Ashley was talking about, the different versions. And Ashley, you said in a relationship with someone. And I also say that even those different versions, allowing those different versions, even when it's a familial, the family relationships, the family dynamics, the friend dynamics, because we grow and our needs change sometimes. And that's not just in romantic love, that is in the family love. If I was a child and I needed things, which I'm not speaking about me because I had a very different childhood than a lot of people, but if a child is very dependent on the parent, as they grow and mature, those needs should grow and mature. They should no longer need the parent the way that they used to. And if that child is 30, 40 years old and still not growing, living in your basement, and still seemingly has the same needs, if you're not careful as the parent, you can start to resent that child. Because in your mind, you're like, why aren't they growing? Like, why are you still pulling on my apron strings like you used to at So, but also in saying that, are you allowing a safe space for the child to grow? Are you allowing a safe space for your wife to grow, for your husband to grow, for your friends to grow, for your cousins to grow? Or are you confining these people to the version of them you knew way back when?
Take it again. So, okay, because everything is behind, so I'm like catching bits. So this is the thing. So let's talk about. I agree with everything that you're saying. However, what happens to your belief in love when you grow up in a very dysfunctional space, right? And what I mean by that is, so very good example you were just giving. I mean, you were just talking about when you raise a child and your child should not need you in the same way that they needed you before. That only works when you have properly loved your child. Okay. That does not work when you have not properly loved your kid. Okay. I'm going to give you a perfect example.
Mm-hmm.
All right. If you know my story, you know my story.
Mm-hmm.
And I was at home with my mother until I was 30 years old. Okay. Um, and I remember my mother sometimes being like, she would say, like, what did I not do something right? Did I so and so, blah, blah, blah? Maybe because I wasn't leaving the house as soon, right? But the truth of the matter is that if you know my story, you know that up until 27, I was around the person who abused me. Do you know what happens during that time? Arrested development,
Uh-huh.
right? So even though I'm growing in age, technically I'm still the age in some ways, right? Where things have happened to me. And I'm not growing up in that space in which I should be growing up, right? Now, something happened between 27 and 30, right? That was
Mm-hmm.
able, I was in a space where I was able to move out. But guess what? There was some improper love and care there, right? And it affected, right, every part of me. So, and even now, I'm about to be 37, but there are some ways that I desire for my mother to love me that I did not get.
Okay. I have to chime
Tap
in.
you
So
in.
since yes, tap me in. Okay. So yes, and we're gonna have to remind ourselves this is, do you believe in love, and then the questions, because we can easily get off. And maybe this is a deeper conversation for one of the other weeks. But I do want to tackle what you said. You know, I'm the yes and queen. Yes and, because and this is one of the conversations that I do want us to have in later weeks or whatever. When do we say yes and yes, this was dysfunctional, yes, it was a toxic environment, and I'm grown now and it's my responsibility to grow? What age do we do that? Is there a set age? Because I totally believe in arrested development. I dealt with arrested development. There are still areas in my life that are developing at 51, almost 52 years old, because I wasn't poured into as a child or a teenager by good adults. I was not. I was so many forms of abuse and neglect. But yes, and at a certain point, my mark was 30 also. There's something about that 30, right? My mark was 30, not to move out, because I had been out since I was, well, the first time I was 20, but 21. 21, but I was out for a very long time before 30, but the actual light bulb went off in my mind at 30. Ash is not there
That's
now.
me. That's
Okay.
me.
Oof, girl.
That's me. That's not you.
Okay. So, yes, and yes, arrested development is real. Yes, I'm still developing at 51, almost 52. And it's my responsibility to develop. Despite the handicaps that were placed in my life, despite all of the issues and, the stumbling blocks that were before me and the traumas that I faced. And Ashley, I know, agrees with this because she's doing her own work today. I'm not putting an age on it. I might have said 30, 40 when I said still in the house. When I say still in the house, I mean the parent, it is you understood. The parent has loved the child the accurate way, the appropriate way. It's not a toxic love. It's not a perfect love, because that's one of the things that I really want children of, especially adult children, to realize. There is no perfect parent, but there is a parent that's not toxic too. There is a parent that loves in the healthiest form that they can love. And at the same time, when I'm saying 30, 40, you still in the house, still living in the basement, I'm
Oh,
referring to I'm referring to the person, you've loved them accurately to the best of your ability, and yet they're still codependent. They're still not wanting to make the choices. So that's what I was referring to. belief in love, and I don't want us to get off because we have to talk about this, Ash, that trauma thing in love. So for this month, guys, we will be talking about that and how trauma really affects. But we're going to dive in a little bit because number two, and I think we've established that it's not a naive hope to believe in love. It's a courageous act of faith. Number two, Ashley, how does what we believe about love affect how we receive love? So now we've established that believing in love is good. It's an act of faith, right? So now, how does what we believe about love, if you're sitting up watching a lot of Hallmark movies, if you're watching Cinderella and all the damsels in distress, how does it affect? How does that affect how you receive love?
So I finally got to whatever question you just answered.
Oh, okay. This is hard, y'all.
The question is, how does your belief in love affect how you receive love? Ooh, spicy. Baby. In order to receive love, you have to love yourself. And you have to know that you have to know that you deserve that love in order to receive that love. So I'm going to say a lot of how you receive love is dependent upon your belief system about you. Not about the other person, not about, external factors, which goes back to what we talked about last week, is that self-love is really the precipice, right? It is the foundation of whatever love you're going to receive from somebody else. And the way that you love yourself can teach other people the way that you want to be loved, right? So it's like one of my biggest things when people were like, they'd be like, well, what are you, like, where you are spiritually? And I'm just like, I'm trying to be like Jesus. Well, what does that really mean to me? Like, he became what he needed, right? Or he became what he wanted to see in the world, right? And until you become the very thing that you desire to see or receive, that it's hard for you to receive that love. And even if you do, right, you can't really enjoy it. You're not going to really enjoy it. And if you enjoy it, if that person decides to walk away, you just going to be right on back where you was from the beginning. Not really having that self-love. So I'm going to give you my biggest example was like, I was a person that looked for men to love me in a way that I was never loved, right? And that cost me a lot of heartbreak. But then when Vince started pursuing me, he told me I was he said, you wouldn't. He said I was on the inside. Because by the time he got to me, I was just like, I'm gonna do what I want to do. I'm gonna set the pace the way I want to set it. I'm gonna be with you when I want to be with you. Like, I have finally found my power. And one of the things that I vowed to myself was, I'm not going to love a man more than I love myself. Now, everybody may feel a way about that, right? But for me at the time, that was important because I had lost myself so much in not platonic relationships, but just like relationships with men. You just going, I just do anything. Girl, you look stupid, okay? I didn't do anything. I didn't want you to love me. I didn't want you to love me. And then when he got to me, he was like, so you just not going, I want to be with you. Okay, what that mean? You know, that's who I was. And this was the thing. It was in lieu of I wanted to love myself more. Okay. I wanted to love myself more than a man would love me, but also I think it also was about being able to see that love before I committed to. Right? And what I mean by that is being able to see that the way that I wanted to be loved, right? Before I made a commitment. Because he'll tell you, I turned him down for a good 6 months. He's like, I want to be with you. I want to be with you. And I'm like, no, leave me. No. Okay. And it wasn't that he wasn't loving me the way that I wanted to be loved, right? It was really that I needed to have a foundation of self-love that I didn't have.
Tap me in, coach. Tap me in, coach.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Remember, guys, she can't hear me. So, yes. So I want to answer that question. How does what we believe about love affect how we receive love? So for me, because again, I don't want to keep hammering in my story, but coming from a place, a family with a mother who is there and not there, who has never said she loved me, and I'm 51 and she's deceased now, has been since 2016, and a father who was SAing me and physically abusive. That's not love, right? So the foundation, the basis of my foundation was not laid in love. So love for me was what I saw on TV or what I dreamed of, what I hoped I could feel. The dream of what love meant, that desire, the yearning, the needs, the things that I didn't get. Oh, when I grow up, I want to feel this. I want to be that. I'm going to be this. I'm going to have that. It was always the desires. Then I was school hopping in grammar school years. So I went to 6 different grammar schools. I was always the new kid. Relationships were hard to create and then maintain. So for me, the foundation was so disruptive and toxic. And I had the fairy tale perspective of what love was. Love was someone just doting on you and never giving up on you and pouring into you and believing in you and puffing you up, being your cheerleader, but also someone that you could trust wholeheartedly. So I have to share this. My acronym for love, because I'm the queen of acronyms. I love me a good acronym. Love is loyalty over virtually everything. That's what love means to me. Loyalty over virtually everything. When you say you love me, even if the relationship disappears, you don't go and dirty my name and drag me through the mud because you love me. Even if we can't be together, you love me. You may speak the truth about a situation. Oh, Michelle hurt me, but she's a great person. When I really love a person, it's loyalty over virtually everything. It is. We might not be talking, but if I love you, really, really loved you, if I hear someone defaming your name, I am defending you. That's love for me. So for me, what I believed about love and belief for me, this is something that I say often. Your beliefs are established by the thoughts, the things you see, the things you think that are not challenged. So if you continually think something, even if it's not true, you will end up believing it, even though it's not true, when it's not a challenged thought. If something is presented to you and you just keep taking in, consuming that information, even if the information is a fallacy, even if it's false, you will end up believing that thing, which is why we have a lot of interesting people in the world today spewing a lot of insane things, a lot of rhetoric, because they never challenged the thought that was presented they never challenged what was presented to them or the thought that ran across their mind. So capturing these thoughts. So for me, I had to learn how to believe that God loved me first, because the people he entrusted me to did not know how to love me. They had no clue. So once I, started following God, I had to learn to believe that he loved me. And that is still an ongoing process, because it was foreign to me. The thought that I could mess up, and there's this whole entity, there's this whole spiritual being, the creator of all, the one who created me, that no matter when I missed the mark or I met the mark, he still loved me the same. And also, my belief about love, after the trauma and all these other things, competing with the fairy tale love in my head, I had the love is abusive, love is disruptive, love hurts you. So if you don't control the love, if you don't stay in the driver's seat, you can be a victim. And that was for me like trying to fight against that, right? We have to have a love bombing show, but learning to receive love from someone that says, you're great just as you are, and I'm here for you to get better. Now, yes, that love, even with God, is reciprocal, because I still have to spend time with him, invest time with him. I still have to listen to him. I still have to seek who is he, the same way you would with a person, communicating with them. For God, it's prayer and it's studying the word, right? It's learning who he is. You can't say you really love me. You can like me. You can like my personality. You can say, oh, that girl, Michelle, oh, that auntie, she's cool. She seems this, but you don't really love me. You don't know the depths of me. So when you start to know me truly is to love me. And so when our belief systems are messed up, it will have you identifying what is not love as love and running away from what is love. And I can make that spiritual and a God thing too, where the enemy will present you with something and have you tricked. Trick a fool is what I used to call it. He'll have you tricked to believe this is it, which is why people talk about the counterfeit spouse, right? He'll send you the counterfeit and you grab it thinking that's love because you have no clue. But searching out what is real love. And when I say loyalty over virtually everything, that's not just, oh, he defends me or she defends me. That is when you're loyal to a person, you speak the truth. When you're loyal to a person, you don't cheat on them. When you're loyal to a person, you want what's best for them. So it's a lot of things that are under that loyalty umbrella. That's what love is to me.
So I was catching a couple of things. So number one, I believe you said that first it starts with God for you. And that is okay. I'm gonna tell the truth. That is an ongoing battle for me. Um, Simply because for the very first time, some people are gonna see this. I came from a cult. Um, where we almost idolized our leader. And because everything was kind of like tied together for me. And what I mean by that is like the person who I proclaimed was my father and was like essaying me. We went to his people churches, and then like one of his people was the pastor, and his people was keeping the secret that he had essayed me, while also like as I got older, because I was like very like kind of like out there rebellious, and some people would say I was disrespectful. He was always trying to like keep me in check, like but we also grew up in a space where This is the angel of this house. That's your leader. You have to talk to him about everything, your leader, and you, unfortunately, you tend to listen to the leader more than you see God, right? And so, because I was in that for so long, you do start to question God, like, were you there when all this stuff was happening? You know? It's not that I don't think that God loves me. It's that I have memories of needing him there. And I did not feel it. Okay. So that's that. And also, however you feel about your parents, you tend to take that over into your spiritual relationship with God. So that's that, right? I've always loved God, right? And that's just stupid. That I would think that I was capable of loving him, but he's not capable of loving me. That's stupid, right? Nevertheless, that's that. Okay, boom. Then the other part you said was you had to fight against the like the fairy tale love. And I feel like I did too, because that's the only like good love you see, right? Because you don't, everything else is like nothingness, right? And you like, you watching TV like, oh my God. Or you watching, are you watching like your favorite movie like, oh my God.
Yeah. Mine was
And
Little
you
House on the
tend to like
Prairie.
live in movies, like you think it's
Little
gonna happen
House
that way.
on the
Like one day
Prairie.
I'm walking down the street and he's gonna see me and we're gonna like stare at each other for 3 minutes, You really
So,
think, and then in this age of social media and these
mhm,
couple goals, y'all, it don't be going like that for
at all.
everybody for the most part. It's like 10% of people that it go for like that.
Probably 3%.
Exactly.
But here's the thing. Mine was Little House on the Prairie, which shows you something about who I was, even as a child. Little House on the Prairie was not this hashtag couples goals kind of show. It wasn't, oh, they're rich, they're this. They struggled financially, but they were so rich in love and family love and being there. The loyalty over virtually everything. I saw Michael Landon being the head of the house and fighting for his wife and
Yeah.
ready to choke somebody out, if they hurt his family. And I dreamed of that, having the father or the spouse or whatever one day. But also, here's the thing, when you were talking about God, as I said, it's I'm still growing in love with God, learning how he loves me in spaces and places when I didn't feel his presence, when I didn't feel that he did love me, when I felt like his back was turned on me. I'm still growing in that. And also, though, one of the areas to when we talk about belief and how it affects how you receive love and how you give love, I am a person of extremes, and that's part of my personality trait. You're either a good person or you're a bad person with me. That there's no, oh, were you just human? No. When you're an adult,
I am
I'm not
not
talking.
extreme like that. I don't know why.
I am very extreme. So God knowing that about me,
Well,
like,
no, it does exist for me, but only when I'm like really hurt. You really can't see much, but for the most part, no.
I am. And so that's an area that I'm still growing in. And I know that about me. And the one word that God gave me a message a long time ago, about 13, 14 years ago, and I shared it with my sister. She's my closest friend. But I shared it with her. I was like, God had to totally correct and rebuke me and show me that I'm out of balance often, which is what happens in my life. It's not that I'm a bad person or a great person. It's sometimes I just go to extremes with things, right? So he started teaching me how to balance. My natural proclivity is to be an extreme person. You either hot or cold. You're either good or bad. You're either in or out. You know, if you lie, you're a liar. That's the bottom line. There is no, oh, you just made a mistake. No, you're a liar. And so I can tend to be on platforms. And so because I know that, it's one of those areas that God, I allow him to correct me when I'm getting these feelings and they're starting to sound like, oh, she's going to an extreme again. So learning the balance, God had to show me, you will have a beautiful life when you learn to walk in the balance, when you learn to love me without being a fanatic, right? When you learn that you don't have to throw the baby out with the bathwater, you can clean the baby. The baby might be dirty. You don't throw the whole baby out. So this has been a 12, 13, I don't know how long ago. I would have to ask Sherry how long ago that message that he gave me was, but it's been that process. And in that process, also learning the balance of not throwing everybody away, because I can, that whole you're either good or bad. You curse me out one time, I need space. You curse me out twice, okay, 3 strikes, you're out. I'm done. It's a wrap. It's a wrap, because you might have been having a bad day once. The second time, you might need to remember who you're talking to. The third time, you have shown me you don't care about me. And so now I'm in a space that's not safe for me. And also learning, because I had a friend before that we didn't speak for years. And then she came back and we reconciled, and we've been fine and perfect since then. And it's not something I'm harboring bad thoughts about her. What if she does this again? I've never had that revisited, because I am also a forgiving person. So when we talk about our belief systems and what we believe love to be, or we have to be careful that we're not walking in extremes, because there is always going to be the exception, Antoine. There's always going to be the exception to the rule. There's always going to be something where, yeah, naturally we have likes and dislikes, and there are those things that are on our list of the non-negotiables. And what happens when a person really loves you, but they fall into that space of non-negotiable?
Okay. Something has not caught up. Say that one more time.
What happens when you have your list of things you will not tolerate? These are my non-negotiables. I will not tolerate this. But a person who really loves you makes a mistake. And it falls in that non-negotiable because of your belief system about love, right?
So I used to be extreme in that way, baby. And I used to be so extreme that when a guy used to show up late for a day, I'd be like, "Oh no, you don't even come pick me up because you've lost your mind." Okay, my mom would be like, "Ashley, everybody is late. Don't even come."
I literally,
I've been that girl.
Antoine and I were not going to be together because he was late at the beginning. I was like, you don't respect me. You don't respect my time.
I'm going to say this. I used to be cutthroat, baby. I am not, as my husband is over here sad at me, like, get the line if you want to. I'm calling TMZ. When his eyebrow go up, he like, you laugh, little girl. So I'm not as bad as I was, but I'm gonna say this. When I love people, I'm very tolerant. I can be very tolerant. That's where that boundary thing come in, and it be like, baby girl, you got to find something. Now, I'm going to say this. One of my biggest things when it comes to friendship is I don't like a whole bunch of mess and conflict. Simply because if I want to get that, I can just go to a family reunion. And when I say that, I'm not saying like I don't have a whole bunch of messy people in my family, but somewhere it's going to be some type of conflict, and somebody ain't going to like what somebody else said. I could get that in my family. My family is already complicated. I need for my friendships to be like little to none complicated. Okay? I don't need that in my life. So I remember having one friend, and when we were together, we used to have a bomb time, baby. Baby, we was a hypocrite. Amen. God is good. Baby, we was drunk on Saturday, singing in the choirs. God, we had a good old time, and we were cool. But she was very irrational when she got angry, and then she would want to come back and be like, she was sorry, she just had a bad moment. And I'm just like, friend, you just cussed me out from North America, or no, let me take that back, because you know I'm not that girl. You tried to cuss me out, and you got that work from North America to Chile. Okay? No. So me being forgiven one time, as you said, I was like, okay, maybe we can redo this friendship thing again. No, ma'am. No, Sam. No, Pam. It was tried again. Okay. And at that point, I was like, no. Not because what we said, I did not love her. Not because I did not respect her, but because I had to put a clear boundary up, right? I got enough conflict with my own sister, right? And when I say that, I mean, when you have siblings, y'all gonna disagree, right? I do that with my sister. I don't need to do that outside of that spectrum. And before some of y'all get to calling my sister, we are not into it, okay? What I'm saying is, I can do that.
The
with
point to
my sister.
The point to that is that you're gonna have conflict
I
with
don't want
people
to do
you were
that with
birthed
my
into,
friend.
but
So
you're not
when
choosing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when that happened, I was like, I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did this person still want to be friends? Yes. But out of respect and love and the rapport, I said no, because I would rather us, when we see each other, we have some more things to smile about. Hey girl, on an associate level, right? Versus being friends and it's just toxic, right?
I have to chime in here because we're running out of time. We're about 52 minutes
Okay.
in. I want us to get to the third question. The third question. So we've talked. Yes, we've talked about the challenges in relationships. How do we continue to believe in love when we face heartbreak, rejection, and betrayal? So I want to deal with that one first. How do we continue to believe in love when we face heartbreak, rejection, and betrayal? And I should have added to that trauma. How do we still believe? We do it by choosing. Because just like it is for you to close yourself off and to not trust people, that's a choice you make. See, our experiences don't force us into being anything. I used to feel that way at certain points in my life. Like I had no other choice. This is who I am. This is what my experience and the trauma and the drama and all the things made me, until I was 31 years old, and started to see I can choose to do with the trauma, the drama, all the stuff, what I choose. Yes, the stuff still hurts. Yes, you have to get the healing. Yes, you might need therapy. All the things, you have to do the work to overcome and come through. And I can still choose what I do with that. I can choose to never trust a person again and close myself off and live the life of a hermit and stop opportunities from coming my way because I refuse to socialize or associate with people because I don't trust them. I can choose that. I can choose to take all of the combined traumas that I've had, which have been so many from various perspectives and various people, right? Family, friends, all types of things, associates, workplaces. I can combine all of that trauma, all the drama, all the things that have victimized me. And for those of you out there who are like, stop being a victim. I'm not a victim. I'm a victorious person. However, my experiences are my experiences. And when you have complex trauma that continues from various perspectives, you will have to process that. And it doesn't take just one time processing. It's not an overnight sensation. It's not an overnight thing. It is a continual process of healing, the ing. So with that being the case, I can take all of that and I can say, I don't trust anyone. I'm not going to befriend anyone. I'm not opening myself up to anyone. I don't believe in love anymore. People are just inherently horrible, disgusting souls. And I can just shut myself down, right? I can do that. And what I will end up doing is being in a box and living a very tiny life. So, how do we continue to believe in love when we face heartbreak, rejection, betrayal, and trauma? We choose, and we keep choosing, and we keep choosing, and we choose based on our desired life. Like, if you want a big, full life, you're going to have to trust or not trust. You're going to have to step out and open yourself to some degree to someone. And it's a choice that you continuously make. That's how we do it. We literally make the choice and then we take the steps following that choice. So does that mean you just trust everybody? No, the Bible tells us to put not our confidence in man. We trust God first, but this isn't religious. So you trust whoever you want to trust. But for me, as for me and my house, we're going to trust the Lord. So I trust God, and I trust that even if I get hurt, first of all, I want to use my discernment to say, is this a person that's even worthy of me in that way? Whether that's a friend, whether that's a family, whether that's a work relationship, when I'm applying to a job someplace, I don't just want to know, how much money I'm going to make. No, what kind of area, what kind of culture do you guys deserve me? And that's not haughty. That's not prideful. That is knowing my value, my worth, and what I bring to the table. So what about you, Ashley? How do we continue to believe in love when we face heartbreak, rejection, betrayal, and trauma?
I mean, so I'm going to say this. How do you continue to believe in love even when, all the bad things happen, including trauma? One thing that people need to know is the easiest thing you can do is stay to yourself, right? Especially when you've been through trauma, because the trust issues are, baby, they sky high. Okay. However, I think what we don't understand is to give up on others is really to give up on yourself. And I don't think that is, and people be like, what she mean? Blah, blah. Because the truth of the matter is, we were not created to do life alone. That's not how this works, right? Even when God made Adam, he said that he did not want for him to be alone, right? That was the whole premise. Eve wasn't just his rib. Eve was everything at that point. His best friend, his wife, all of that things. All of those things. We were not created to be alone, right? And because, right, we serve a God, right? Or even if you don't believe in all of the things, right, but you believe that there is a God, we are interconnected through that God, right? And I often think about when I want to stay in my own little bubble, there are just things in this life you cannot do by yourself. You just can't. We have never met any CEO that was successful and said, I did all of this by myself. It just does not work. Another thing is the more people that we are around, especially God ordained people, that's the more that we evolve, right? And let's be real, you can evolve from the bad situations too, right? Because I think we didn't talk about this. Sometimes going through bad situations, and people don't understand this, teaches you what you don't want. Mm-hmm. And we usually stop there.
Yep.
We don't do the work to truly figure out what we want.
What we just do want.
All the things that we don't want, right? All the things are a red flag, right? But we don't think about the green flags. Okay, I said that part. Nevertheless, I do think to give up on friendships, to give up on relationships and people really means to give up on yourself. That is a telltale sign that you do not want to evolve anymore, right?
Spot on.
So what I mean by that is that the more that we are around the right people, right? That's the more that we are exposed to different things, right? That's the more that we are able to see different things, right? That is the more that God is even able to love us, because sometimes he loves us through other people, right? Or we feel that love through other people, right? Um
And even
we have
being
to start
around certain
thinking
people.
about friendships, relationships in a space where am I feeling, are these places where I feel God more,
Mm-hmm.
right? Are these places where I feel like I'm getting closer to who God has called me to be, right?
Girl, wait, pause, because I was about to jump out of my seat
I'm
there,
going
because
too far. Okay.
no, just the fact that, do these people, when I'm around them, am I more of my God ordained self? Or do I have to mute myself constantly around these people? Do I have to perform? I talked about this
Yes.
last week. Do I have to perform around these people? Or do these people spark and ignite my purpose, and I can show up in my purpose, my daily purpose? That is spot on, Ash. 100% spot on.
Yeah. I mean, and then not just that, you know, I can't tell you how many days, very much so. One day I had a horrible day this week. That PTSD was PTSD.
Mm-hmm.
And I hadn't talked to my friend, and she just texted me and was just like, I love you, before she got on the
Mm.
plane. And I was like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
right.
Mm-hmm.
But I think also that is sometimes that was also God, right? Through my friend saying, look, I still love you. You know, even though you're having this rough day, it wasn't just her saying I love you. I felt like it was also God.
Yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So but guess what? I would not know that if I wouldn't have decided to take a risk, because love is a risk. It really, really is.
So Ash, thank you. Thank you to the audiences. We are on Instagram now live, so that's a beautiful thing. I don't know if it took our sound away, but whatever. I'm appreciative for this conversation, and you brought up your best friend. I really want a show where we can have the best friends on here. I really want that in this love month. I know.
Wait, I don't know what you just said, but I just had an idea in my head.
What?
We should bring one close friend on for one of the shows.
That's what I just said.
Oh, we really are connected. Oh my God. I love that.
That's what I just said. So, audience, look out for it. Hopefully, we can get them on next week.
Okay.
I'm gonna be texting my best friend right after this. But hopefully, and we can talk about that friendship love and how we've grown in our friendships and the complications of, we can talk about all the things, the girlfriend talk. This is going to be good. So, Ash, we made it through, girl.
Okay.
We made it.
So I'm
Y'all
guessing
don't
you
know.
bringing Sherry.
You already know,
Oh,
yes.
Jesus. Tell her to give us an A and B selection.
She's going to curse you out for that. But but yes, so y'all don't know the complications with this sound issue, but we made it through. We're thankful. Y'all share this video out. It was fun anyway and deep.
Okay.
And Ash, close us out, please. Share us. You know, you see us on Instagram. Don't forget to go subscribe to the Hey Aunty and Ash on YouTube, please. Y'all can find me. Y'all see me. Ash, go ahead. Yeah, close us out, please.
Okay. That should be fun. That should be fun. We're going to get these mics working so we can hear each other too. Amen. God is
Amen.
good. All right, y'all. We have done the Read Your Mouth show. We think it has gone great. Amen. Um, we gonna close this thing out with, do not forget to follow us on the socials. You can follow me on Instagram at I am Ash Janelle. You can follow me on TikTok as Ash Janelle. You can follow me on Facebook as Notes with Ash, and you can follow me on YouTube as Notes with Ash. If you would like to pick up my story, you can always go to Amazon. The surgery. The surgery is getting a facelift, y'all. We about to get a new cover and everything. So just get ready, friends. Get ready, get ready, get ready. And then also you can go to the Organized Well and grab you some beautiful, luscious, motivating, feminine, and masculine office products as well, and stationery products. Take it away, Auntie.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm not going to go through all the stuff. Y'all follow me. You know, when she flipped the book, we're here. Thank you. We made it. Welcome back next. We'll see you next Friday. Hopefully. I don't know if it's going to be next Friday because I know that's around y'all's Valentine's Day, but next week we will be live, hopefully with our closest friends or very close friends. And yeah, that's going to be a special show. Look forward to seeing you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Bye y'all. Bye. Thanks for watching.